If you're watching this, you probably know you need to work out, and you probably know the importance of bettering yourself, but you just can't seem to do it, or you just really can't find that why. And you really just can't justify why it makes sense for you to go work out. Well, if you watch to the end, I promise I'm gonna help you unlock the secrets to never missing another day at the gym. So if you fit the description above, or you kind of struggle with motivation when it comes to working out, that's okay. You have to understand that that's completely normal. See, the reality is none of us are born with motivation. We're not motivated babies. It's something we learn, it's something we can grow into. So the first step in this whole process is truth. Now, this truth is admitting to yourself that working out is essential to your life. It is something that needs to be done, whether that's in any form or capacity. See, when we're not putting adequate work into our bodies naturally decline and atrophy by themselves. So working out in any capacity is a non-negotiable. It needs to be done. So after you realize this truth and we can agree on this truth, we can now move into the core issue of your lack of motivation. So if you're watching this video, you probably fall into one of these categories. You either lack routine, goals, purpose, results, or service. And I'm gonna put definitions for each of these up here as well. And if you see one that you fall into, keep watching the video. So if you fall into one of these categories, or two, or maybe all of them, this is the core reason as to why you're not motivated. And the next step is, after realizing which one you fall into, you need to admit it to yourself and just come to terms with it. Because the faster you do that, the faster you can move on to the next steps. Now, you've probably realized by now that perspective is everything. The way you see the world, the way you see others, the way your mind sees other things is everything. So instead of justifying not working out, instead of justifying not getting started on a routine, goals, you need to switch your perspective, switch your mentality from, I don't want to do these things because I don't have motivation, to, if I do these things, I will have motivation. And that's going to play a big part in what I'm about to say next. So now, you probably always hear the saying, don't be motivated, be disciplined. And it's true, and we're gonna get to that. But if you're watching this, it's probably because you need that first step, which is motivation, and then we're gonna get into discipline. See, discipline comes when you have mastered motivation. So this is how to naturally reach motivation and then discipline. See, motivation is temporary and it can fluctuate from day to day, hour to hour, based on feelings, based off of emotions. But if you stick with it and you learn to master motivation, you can then move on to discipline. And if you master discipline, you can unlock the ability to fluctuate between motivation and discipline. You will literally reach a point where motivation will pick you up when discipline is low, and discipline will pick you up when motivation is low. And once you have done this, you have reached what I like to call complete discipline. Complete discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done without letting any justification stop you from doing it. Meaning, literally nothing can stop you now. Because when feelings and emotion, which is motivation, doesn't work, discipline is there, and vice versa. But this domino effect can only be unlocked and achieved if you give yourself a chance. So that's why in the beginning, when I mentioned the two perspectives, that's so key, because if you only have the mentality of, I don't want to work out because I don't have motivation, but instead change that to, if I work out, I can have motivation, I can see what I can unlock, I can see what I can become, I can reach complete discipline. If you give yourself a chance, that's the only way you can completely master motivation and discipline. See, the reality is you can achieve this, anybody can achieve this. All it takes is saying, let's see if this works, let's try it out, and let's get to work. Now, if you want to know if motivation and reaching complete discipline brings you happiness and actual fulfillment, be sure to add my Snapchat. I just posted the secret to happiness through discipline and motivation on my Snapchat, so be sure to add it down below.